Hi guys, how are you today? I'm here on the other farm now. It's raining, a rainy day in September. September's usually pretty. I feel cheated, a rainy day in September. There be the rhino. Hello, you're in here?
Hello.
Hi. So we have, let's see, I'm gonna look at our fields. Last night, so 7 and 8 were under oats. Is there anything we need to be doing to those before the next harvest?
Yes.
Yes,
Well,
okay.
not per se before the next harvest, but they need to be mulched, cultivated, sprayed, the whole shebang.
Oh yeah, before the next planting, I guess. Wrong
Yes.
word.
Yes.
And then 8, 9, and 10 are sunflowers, so that's not ready
Correct.
for a while yet. And number 1 are olives, which are due. When are they? Let's check a look.
October.
Check a look. That's good. I speak good English. The olives are not till October, so we're in September. So right now we don't really have a lot going on for farming. It's one of those months.
I mean, there's your horses that need taken care of.
There are always horses to be taken care of. Let's see how these guys are doing. Now the thing is with, oh yes, well this one is, he hasn't been ridden, but they're healthy. I had my first babies during my stream yesterday, guys. Yeah, I have little babies. Anxious Carrot had a foal and Psycho Meatball. And I don't know what they ended up getting named. This one is one of the babies. And I have no idea how to say that, so I've been calling it Chili. It's just Chili. I don't know what it is. And Dennis is the other. Anxious Carrot had Dennis. So see, they're just the babies. Yep.
You genuinely need to work on your Nahuatl.
Oh, my whose?
Your Nahuatl, the Aztec language.
Oh, I can't even hear it, and you expect me to say it? You're just a funny man. Gosh. You know, my Aztec is a little rusty. Yeah, I have to admit, it is a little bit rusty these days. See, I'm still in riding gear. I still got my riding pants on because there's no point in ever getting out of it when you've got this many horses. Okay, just climb there, sweetie. Come on. Climb. There you go. So whatever happened to that spot out behind the pond from yesterday?
It's still looking weird and concretey.
So we have discovered that the game will let us place buildings partly off our own land. I guess there's some imaginary center point. You know, there's some defined spot on a building. And if that spot is on your land, you can place the building, even if a lot of the rest of it goes off. But some of the buildings don't show you their actual full footprint at all. They really don't give you a full indication of what you're about to get. And we discovered that the hard way last night.
You make all the nice efforts to make sure that all actual constructed bits are within the area that you actually own. And then it's like, haha, here's a concrete slab that sticks out about 50 feet in every direction.
A long way, yeah. So last night... Oh baby. Okay, so last night Rhino was in here and he used the flowers to paint out a spot, and we were going to put down what was it, a bio something or another,
the biogas plant.
So under production here, our biogas plant, I think it was this one, great big one, right? The big one. But
yeah, the 1 million.
You look at this and you go, well, where are we here? This way. Okay, you know what? I'm going to try. I'm terrified that I'm going to place it by accident by clicking wrong, so I don't want to do that. So you look at it this way, and see, it says, well, it's overlapping now because I'm in the way. But, you know, it's letting us do it. It's letting us do it. You see this? It's all good. You get back over here, and now you're overlapping. Now, the thing is about half of this is not on our land. And can you see the white line right there? Like right along here. Right there, that's the edge of our land, but it will let us build back here. But the concrete slab that goes around this was like right up where my horse is now. It just filled this whole area, and we saw what it was actually going to do and went, well, that was a bit much. It's a lot more than we were anticipating. We don't want to do this. The problem is when you delete it, the concrete slab
stays.
Yes. So we can get rid of this now. We can't do anything with it. We're going to have to actually go into the files of the game to get rid of this monstrosity over here. And it's like, they let us plant flowers all over it because you can use a great big brush, and as long as one part of the brush is on your land. So they let us plan to put it there, but now they won't let us clean it up.
And
So,
the worst part is the flower brushes, they work like that, right? If
Yeah.
the center of the flower
Yeah.
brush is in your land, the outside's fine.
yeah.
The terrain brushes don't.
Yes, the terrain brushes won't do that. So there is definitely an inconsistency, and we have learned the hard way that now, we've got this mess that we've made, and there's no actual way within the game to clean it. And I'm not happy. That's too bad. So we're going to have to get into the actual files of the game and muck around with something at that level to see if we can clean this up. But if you play Farming Sim, and if you know if there's a way to do this, logging in as admin didn't help. If there is a way around this that you know of, then please feel free to post below and tell me what that's going to be. Because it would be nice to be able to get that fixed up. I feel like we've, messed up land that wasn't ours, and it feels so rude. Don't do that. We've changed a few things since the first recording I did, because I haven't been in here the last couple of days because of medical insanity. So I've missed, but a couple of things have been changed. And yes, I could back up and run him at it and jump, or we can just walk over the top. And now it has a dirty horse.
These are very agile horses. You can gently have them inch over a fence.
I know, you just walk them over. If you can get a canter going and hit it just right, and that was obviously not it, so yeah, just walk over. So last night we had a bit of a contest going on, putting tractors on roofs of houses. It was an informal contest, but I think we're going to be making it one of the events in our event day coming up. It's actually quite entertaining. And a little frustrating at moments, but we've got some great screenshots of tractors on roofs, because you need some of those in your life. And the little, can you see the row of spruce trees behind me here growing along that path? They're, that's our testing, putting our toe in the water of the lumber industry without making it look like a lumber industry, tree plantation of doom kind of thing. Try to make it look a little prettier. So I don't know. We don't know how big these are going to get yet. They look quite nice now, though, don't they? Isn't that lovely?
I know.
That is pretty.
I'd like to decorate one into a Christmas tree.
Aww. I wish we could. I don't know how to do that, but it sounds wonderful. So look at you riding along here. Isn't this pleasant? This is so nice. It's good. But they may get, they're pretty big. These trees get pretty big. So I don't really know what's going to happen later. And I can show you just how big here. Okay, slow down, horse. Way back in the distance here. I'll find it in a second, because I'm sure they're not all cut down yet. Although it is pretty foggy with the rain, so maybe that'll make a difference. But usually, oh no, I can see them. They're coming into range right now. I'm going to use my head as the pointing spot. See that? Okay, stop. Oh boy. See that little block of trees right there? That straight line across the top and down? That's far, far away. And that's these trees full grown. So I think we've got some serious growth left ahead of us. But that's our first, they said, just putting our toe in the water of the lumber industry. There it is. You can see that block now really well. Right there, that block. My head is the pointer. That's these guys. I'm anxious to see them in the fall with all the color behind, if any of it comes through. They may end up being so thick when they're bigger that we don't even see the color anymore. I don't know. But we're going to find out. It's for science. So it is September. We can't do anything. Well, I guess we need these fields. We got to clean these fields up, don't we?
Yes, the fields need cleaning up.
Yeah. And if we aim this
And I'm
to
just
so-
riding the last of the horses.
Oh,
At least from the one stable.
okay.
The other one I haven't
The
touched.
oak stable. We've got an oak tree on this side and a pine tree on the other side. So we've named our stables accordingly. So ridden. And the one that's out. And then none of these have been. Man, this goes faster with help. That's amazing.
You're welcome.
Yeah. I appreciate it. Do we have this many horses over here before? That they must have been mixed up a bit. Or
I've
something.
shifted some around.
Okay.
Moved the ones that were close to reproducing into the oak stable
Okay.
and put the rest in the pine stable,
All right.
as well as the new babies.
The new babies, which are born full grown, of course. And I didn't even get to see the pop, so to speak. It's very sad.
Everybody knows that horses produce via osmosis, right?
Apparently.
A horse will just eat and get really fat, and then one day just goes glop, and there's two horses of full size.
Yeah, apparently. And I had this idea, of course, that I had two horses that were. Let me just slow this down a little bit, and then I can show you. I had two horses that were near Anxious Carrot and Psycho Meatball were of an age, and in fact they were way older than I thought. We've had a lot of people playing, and a lot of time had gone by that I apparently have missed. But these were both, the reproduction was up at 99%. I was riding them every day. Their health was up. It was great, and I knew it's going to be any minute now, right? And I thought I was working hard to make sure at least two of them were, at the reproducing range of health and fitness and all that stuff. And I had this idea that it takes a mommy and a daddy, two parents to make a foal. Well, in this game, that is not the case. The black popped one and the pinto popped one at the same time. Just bam, bam. Or maybe one of them had twins. I don't know. But they seem to just... a horse will give you a foal of the same color as the parent. It's pretty simple. Not what I expected at all, but it was pretty simple. So there you go. Now we know. We're learning. One mistake at a time.
They're not mistakes. They're horsey little accidents.
Oh, some of them have been mistakes. Placing that building and removing it last night was like a $600,000 mistake.
Lessons were learned, okay?
It was definitely, it was like, okay, we've learned and we've paid for that class. You get what you pay for, I guess. we learned a good lesson.
Our budget's back over $6 million, so I don't know what you're going on about.
I know, we're fine. We're fine. It would have hurt if, we were putting our last $1,200,000 or something into it and then lost half of it. But that was not the case, so we're good. How are you, sweetie? You have just ridden. You have not been. So one of the foals was named Khan when it was born with a name. And Rhino decided that the only way to handle that was to clarify which con. So we actually ended up with, you're on the other con right now, right?
No, I'm currently in the little electric tractor because I'm going to get straw and hay and stuff for the horses. Unless you want to do that.
Oh, I'm still riding, so
Then I will
go right
continue.
ahead. So we have Con Star Trek and Con Genghis.
We might end up with a Khan Kublai at some
yeah, I
point
think
as well.
so, right? It's starting to feel like we probably should. So I've still been planting more, adding, just a tree here and there, a bush here and there. If you look through all the spruce now, you can see splashes of color along the woods behind us. Wow, that was a leg. I've been planting wildflowers along the way, just trying to slowly but surely beautify the place. I want it to look like a long established farm with people who really take care of their farm. And see, oh, there's flowers over there behind the path. we've moved some things around, I think, since the last recording on we're calling it the courtyard, the place where the silo and the tools are stored and stuff like that. We've moved some things there, removed a couple things there, added a few things. I planted a few more trees and stuff to soften the blow of concrete everywhere. That seems to be working out okay. I like the birch trees early in the fall. They go yellow.
They're nice.
Yeah. We've got a lot of orange behind us, so I'm looking for new colors. We need more green. We're going to put some mods in. There is a mod that allows me to use all the trees available in the game and not just the ones that are native to this map. So I'm kind of looking forward to that. And these seem like they come in yellow at first, and then they just get orange. Well, it looked like yellow from a distance. It's orange up close, so I don't know. But we need more color in the fall. That's not the same color. We have plenty of orange. There's no shortage of that.
And it's viciously orange too. Like those elm trees, they get orange.
They do. The thing is, and I'll be honest, it's much less so these days. But when I was younger in northern Ontario, the colors in the fall looked fake. I have taken photos, nothing retouched, because we didn't have computers and Photoshop and all the rest of it back then. You just take a photo. And I would show it to people, and they'd go, "That's fake. How did you get that to look that way?" And I go, "No, that's actually just the color." It was extraordinary. It was very, very bright, gaudy almost. Some of the pictures actually didn't look good because it was too much. It didn't look real. It looked just kind of over the top. Screaming orange and yellow and purples and reds, and you got so many colors. And then acid rain from various pollution sources, unfortunately, removed a great deal of that. So we don't have as many colors as we used to. We didn't know about acid rain back then. We just you go about your business and go, "Oh, it's so beautiful, it'll be this way forever," and then not so much. There's still a few places you can go where there's a bit, but not a hell of a lot.
And in hindsight, it's like, gee, who'd have thunk pumping sulfur into the air would make sulfuric acid?
I know.
It's almost as if there's moisture in the air, and that's like the one thing you need to add to sulfur to make sulfuric acid.
I know. I'm sure somebody must have known, right? Somebody must have clued into that, but apparently it wasn't enough. But, oh well. Oh well. So you can see the stripes here. We did some hay cutting along here. It doesn't take much for these horses. These two strips here that are starting to grow back in. We made some hay. It's probably a good thing because it's raining now. You can't do hay in the rain.
I've heard you have to make hay while the sun shines.
I know, right? Goodness. And after it stops, you have to wait for things to dry. That's the second stage of that situation. Haying's about the only real farming horses and goats and animals and stuff, but lots of vegetable gardens. But in terms of machinery and baling and hauling and things, I have brought in oats before. Oats and hay, mostly hay. When I had horses, I'd buy a farmer's field at the early part of the season, and they would grow it knowing they had a automatic sale, and I'd go over and cut it and do all the processing myself because it was way cheaper. And I had 16 horses in the barn, so cheaper mattered. It was a thing. How are you? You haven't been out today either. Come on, baby doll.
How much hay does a real-life horse consume on a daily basis?
Really
Ballpark?
depends on the horse. Do you know what a bale of hay that you can pick up by hand? Do you have?
Yeah,
any?
they're about 3-4 feet across, like that.
Yeah, something like that. They're about, depending on how well it's packed, 50 to 75 pounds or so. The way they're baled, they come off in sections about I don't know, like, I don't know, 6 inches wide or something, called a flake.
Yeah.
They come apart in flakes like that. Most of the horses I had would get, 3 or 4 flakes of hay 3 times a day. So whatever that worked out to. And I can't say a bale or half a bale, because bales can really dramatically change depending on the quality of the hay and the quality of the people who are actually processing it, like their equipment and stuff. So anywhere from a bale to 2, depending on the bale and the horse. Yeah, and some are a lot more. I mean, you get a pony who gets an easy keeper kind of horse. You throw him 2 flakes in the morning and 2 at noon and 2 at night, and he's good, and he doesn't even need oats. He's fat and sassy and happy. And then you get I've had some thoroughbreds off the track that were eating, a half a bucket of oats 3 times a day and going through 5 or 6 flakes 3 times a day. So it can be, the breed matters a lot. Less the size, more the breed. It can make a big difference. Most of my horses were in the middle, because I did have some thoroughbreds, because I quite like them, but they're not easy to feed.
They're picky eaters.
They just need a lot. They need a lot. I could feed 4 horses for what 1 thoroughbred would cost me. Literally. They
Oh my
get
God.
that much of a difference. Yeah, it was a lot. And this one, this is just chili. How do you say that word?
I don't want to say it on a recording because I'm afraid I'll completely butcher it now and then I'm going to get chewed out.
Okay, so this is chili, short for whatever that was. No, I completely agree. I think my Aztec is not the only one that's rusty. But it meant something, right? The name has some epic kind of fun meaning.
It's the Aztec god of war and the sun.
Oh, and we've got all the sunflowers and the solar panels, and we're all about the sun. We've been talking about renaming the farm. We've just called it Efficient Organics, which is not the most inspiring name in the whole world. But, and we're trying to go organic. We don't use herbicides. We actually weed with machines and try to do that kind of thing. But we're kind of trying to come up with a name. So if you guys think of a name, let me know. Something that's welcomes the sun, something that sounds, and it goes good with organics, our organic sunflower oils and olive oils and things.
He's also the god of human sacrifice.
Oh, goody. So this is killer chili. I got it. Okay.
It's one of the gods that the Aztecs made human sacrifices to keep off the eternal night.
Wow. Okay.
That was kind of central to their mythology.
So this is Killer Chili that I'm riding today, folks. He's a good horse. You just got to keep him happy. Oh, my goodness. Up you go. There you go, sunshine. Hoo-hoo. Nice. They have patched the horses so they do reproduce now. And they do have a jumping animation. If you hit it just right, it's pretty good. It looked pretty good. Okay, it's pretty good compared to what it was before, where there was nothing. It's not good. I'm hoping they patch it again. Probably they won't, but so I think 5,000 is the most you can spend on or sell a horse for these days. I am going to.
That is what it looks like.
Yeah, I'm going to keep it around for another few days, trying to keep it at the maximum health and all that stuff, just to make sure it doesn't go up anymore. But I think this is the maximum these days. And what it seems to look like is you can ride your horses every day, keep the health up, keep the price up, but that price will drop the minute you don't ride them. I mean, it will go, if they're maxed out in age for reproduction and you've gotten them, because I've had them up to 5,000 before, and then they dropped to 1,500 because I wasn't around to ride them every day. So it almost looks like you could get your horses, not even feed them, because I hate to say this, but if you're min-maxing a game and you want to save time, Put your horses in pen. You don't even have to feed them. They will not be healthy. They will not reproduce, but they will age. And when they reach the 22 months for reproduction age, ride them every day, get the food balances in right, and in just a matter of a few game days, they will be up to, 100% again in health, and that price will pop to $5,000 real fast. So something to keep in mind. If you want to save time, you don't even have to feed these guys till you're ready to get the price up to sell them, which is shocking and disturbing. We spend so much time feeding our horses, and apparently you don't have to. But that was more science. We didn't know, so oh well.
Lessons were learned, horses were bought.
Yeah. And I guess, these 2 barns I have down are only going to have 8 horses each, so we're going to have to sell some. I mean, we could sell the 3, Carrot, Meatball, and Ivory. We could sell those 3 at the maximum price now. And do we have anybody else old enough to breed? Yeah, this would be close when this health gets up. Nacho would be breed time. Depressed Cookie would be soon, as soon as they're ridden more. That will come up now that we're riding them again. But that one is old enough as well for breeding. And Hot Dog I know is. Celery is. These are even the one Con is. Man, the guys must have gone through a lot of time that I missed. Because those were the last horses I bought. They were kind of baby-ish a week ago, which is fine. It's all good.
We've been doing about a day or a year a day, basically.
Wow. Okay, well, that explains
since the server
ages.
opened. That's been roughly the pace. It's been slightly more, slightly less.
Very nice. Do we have any reason to stay in September right now? I want to see if those trees pop again before I end. And I have to.
We have no reason, but I think somebody else might be working on his fields.
Okay, then we'll just leave it. So tomorrow, I hope, I'll be showing you what those trees look like when they grow next time. For right now, guys, I have to go. I got to get off to another medical appointment. Go me. Thanks for hanging out. Next time, the next month in, which will be the next recording, we've got harvesting, I think, of our olives. We've got these fields to sort out and all kinds of fun things. Today, you learned a little bit about horses. I hope you're having a good day. Thanks, Rhino, for hanging out.
Not a problem.
I appreciate it. So we've done some things for science, and I hope they help you if you're playing a game. Bye-bye, guys. Take care.